What is going on, everybody? Welcome back into Barley Studios. Who's ready for another awesome time-lapse video? Now, this is not just a time-lapse video. This is an intense time-lapse video. Now, I had originally uploaded this in a kind of like 6 to 12 times speed, and this is almost a 36 to 40 times speed video. As you can see here, we are painting Valak the Nun in acrylics. It was one of the best paintings I've painted up to date recently, and this thing is absolutely incredible. It was a gift from my mother-in-law for Christmas of 2023, and I was so glad to be able to gift that to her. Here soon I will be offering prints of this on my Pictorum website here. So if you go to Pictorum and search my name, John Byerly, you will be able to search up all my prints and get those in different sizes. And of course I do get a small commission from those sales. So make sure you check that out. You can also get a lot of my art off of Etsy, so if you want anything custom or commission built, make sure you reach out to me. I don't only do paintings on canvas, I also do tumblers and dioramas and all sorts of fun things that include sculpting. But back to the painting at hand here, you can see that we have this awesome background kind of laid in here, and it's like a kind of an antique stucco type of background, very dark and dingy. And I tried to use the original from the movie, the original oil painting that they were painting in the movie as that movie prop for the reference for the overall nun. So I'll use that image in the background there just to kind of get going, and then once I have the overall shape of the nun here, I will let my artistic style take over from there. So I try not to lean too much on the original reference photo, otherwise I just feel like I'm kind of chasing somebody else's artwork, and I just really feel like I'm never successful when I do that. So of course I'm going to just go ahead and paint it the way that I feel like I should, and then that way it's my own artistic eye, and I'm not really trying to imitate other people's art. And then sometimes if you try to force your art into other people's style, it just really doesn't work out. So you can see here, I did kind of paint over the original face. I really just wasn't feeling it. I felt like it was just a little bit too bland and a little bit wasn't shaded right. And there's really nothing wrong with just going ahead and painting over it with just a flat color like a white or a Mars black or a ivory black, and then just starting the process all over again. We want to make sure we paint that cowl and the rest of the wardrobe here to match the face, but we do want that face to be very bleached out, and I'm going to pull that jaw down a little bit so that it has room for those teeth. Again, this is the image of the actual painting when it goes into attack mode on the unsuspecting people who are watching it, and I want to make sure we keep those kind of bloody gums and those sharp teeth intact. So there's not a whole lot of these types of paintings out there, but I'm just really excited that I was able to make this to my liking and give it to my mother-in-law. I'm trying to make a lot more paintings for people as far as giving them away to people, and it just really is satisfying to be able to give my artwork away. I really haven't been into the canvas making or painting scene for quite a long time, and it just feels really good to be able to get back into that. Here you can kind of see it's really zoomed out, and this is a lot of these sessions were done like 30-40 minutes at a time over a month or so. So it's not like it was a one and done, two and done type of thing. This was a long series, and I really did take my time with it. And even if it did have the ugly phase, like most paintings do, I really just pushed through it and made sure that I was happy with how it looked in the long run. So portrait making is not necessarily something I'm very strong at, and I do believe that sometimes I over blend a lot of my edges here, but because the face is kind of bleached out and it's supposed to have fabric around the whole neck and everything, it was really forgiving as far as kind of chasing that blend. A lot of people use very large brushes when they're trying to do portraits, and I wanted this to be very smooth and blended in total. I really didn't want a lot of paint strokes visible. I really didn't want that big, deep oil type of look to it. I want it to be like nice and smooth in acrylic. So as you can see here, I'll just slowly build up some shadows here and there throughout the process until I really get happy with how it looks overall. That is where I kind of painted over it there, and I just felt like it wasn't matching up, and I brought the jaw down a little bit more. I painted it in the mouth now instead of just painting in the jawbone first. So I paint the mouth in, that way it pulls that jawbone down naturally, and then I can continue with the process of blending out the nose and rendering the eyes. And then later on, towards the end of the face process, is really where I finished out the eyes. I'm not a huge horror fan in reality, but my wife likes to watch these types of movies, and ever so often she'll pull me into watching one. We'll watch like demonic movies where like critters or like a demon will pop out from under a crawl space, and I'm like, nope, 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 nope. It's fun when I watch these type of movies. Like I want to do an It painting here soon. Maybe something pretty intense with clays and sculptures and things. If anybody's ever interested in that, let me know. You could be the first to get that. But it would be really cool just to do like a whole series of just horror paintings. I just want to make sure that they're in my style and my overall take of the person or the evil entity that I'm painting, and not so much rendered from what you would see in the movies. I know there's a lot of artists out there who will put their own artistic spin on things, and I really like those types of art. It's okay to really mimic what you see in the movies at times, but I think also it's good to really just be able to allow the artist to really push what they're wanting to do with the art in itself. Let them have free reign to do what they need to do. Now you'll see I also will introduce a little bit of painter's tape. I do this ever so often. I've seen other artists do it, and let's not act like we're not in a modern art world where we use projectors and tapes and things to get straight lines and then just gently peel it off. We do what we need to do just to get that smooth, seamless line. And this also allows me to build up a lot of layers really quickly, get a nice, very deep blended shadow here for that part of the cowl there as it comes down the chest of the nun. And then we're going to kind of darken out the overall lower portion before we put the crucifix on there. Introducing some highlights around the outside of the veil there. And then I will also redarken the veil in just a few moments here. Using a little bit of charcoal pencil there just to kind of get some lines on the canvas to where I can really get happy with how it looks before I start applying any of that cadmium red paint. Making sure we get those highlights and the yellow tone of those teeth correct. And then that way they just have the right color overall. They're not super defined in these types of paintings. You want to make sure that those teeth are kind of like blended in a little bit, but you kind of want it to look like a painting, right? Because that's what was keeping the person in the room looking at the canvas from across the room. It is just like, is that real? Is it looking at me? And yes, this canvas does look at you. So here in a little while when I'm last time detailing the eyes, those eyes do have a glow-in-the-dark pigment and paint in them. So they will glow in the dark when they are in my mother-in-law's house. So Lord save her if she's walking through the hallway or walking to her crafting room, and this is hanging on the wall, and it had the opportunity to take in enough light or UV light from its surroundings and the outside in the room. And those eyes very likely may glow in the room when she's in there in a pitch black room, and it could be very intimidating. Of course, adding our artistic signature to it, and it of course took me around 30 hours in total to finish it, and I took it like a lot of sessions over a month, so don't act like I sat down for 6 or 7 hours at a time. It was a long-term project, and I just really enjoyed it. I do plan to sculpt some hands to go on the outsides of the canvas at some point, so make sure you check out my Etsy shop for those when those are available. Or if you order this as a print here in the near future off mypictorium.com, search for John Byerly, or you can get in touch with me through Etsy, and I will create a copy of this for you. The original, of course, always is more than a print, but just reach out to me and let me know. And of course, if you're interested in those hands, I can also make that happen. Make sure to check out the varnishing as well as the more long-form content of this video. Make sure you like and subscribe. Catch you later, guys. Thanks.